I liked Barthood significantly more than I expected. This is the ninth episode of the 27th season of The Simpsons, directed by Rob Oliver. And when I realised that this episode comprised both flashbacks and flash forwards, I was nervous because sometimes I hate those episodes. But sometimes, and certainly with the last few that have been mostly flash forwards, I quite like them. And I definitely prefer it when they're flash forwards to flashbacks. And thankfully, the flashbacks we get in this don't take up too much time. Most of this is set in the near future, as it follows Bart's journey from, well, being a very young boy through to being a young adult. And it's mostly about how he feels inferior, how Lisa is superior or seemingly superior in every way, and the different changes that he goes through. And obviously, the title there being a parody on Boyhood. And I actually found it to be really fascinating and really thought provoking. And ultimately, I won't say what happens, but ultimately, what Lisa brings to it kind of choked me up a little bit, and I found it to be really moving. And I also found Bart's emotions to be very raw, and this strong sense of rejection that he feels throughout his entire life. And we see that if you're a parent who doesn't make your child know that they're loved, which is certainly something that Homer has struggled with Bart, it can have a really serious negative effect on their sense of self worth. And I mean, it's no secret that Bart behaves the way he does largely because he's never told he's loved, at least not so much by Homer. And he feels inferior, so he acts out to get attention. But this really digs a little bit deeper into that and how it can affect person as they grow up, go through adolescence, leave school, and enter the big bad world. And I think it handled everything very, very well. In terms of it, the animation, I loved it. I loved seeing him going just every couple of years getting slightly older. When he was 12, he had a little tuft of hair. By the time he was, I think, 15, his fringe was flopping over his face. And I really enjoyed it. And seeing Bart just have these subtle changes to the animation and to the way he presented himself, and as well the way he interacted with Homer. It just occurred to me we don't get a lot of Marge, not a lot of Marge in the flash forwards at all, but we do get a decent amount of Homer and Lisa as well, and Milhouse, and well, pretty much all of the other characters. None of the adult characters look very different in the flash forwards, I guess because when you're an adult, changes aren't that noticeable every couple of years. But with Bart and the other child age characters, absolutely. And I found it to be really moving, very emotional, very thought provoking. The animation was really fascinating with Bart, the way his character, had these subtle differences and just little details here and there. So I wasn't expecting to love this, but actually, I thought it handled the passage of time really well. The look at Bart's character was really fascinating, and Lisa's involvement there as well was brilliant. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to, just based on my own personal preferences, but I'm so pleased to say that Barthood was actually wonderful. It's not a relaxing watch. It's not an episode I'd put on as background fluff. It's definitely one of those slightly more intense episodes, but that's a good thing. The great thing about The Simpsons is that amid all of the chaos and nonsense and ludicrous storylines that don't always make a lot of sense, they can tackle an episode that addresses raw human emotions, and they do it in a way that's so clever and creative and entertaining, but very thought provoking. And it's not that easy to watch. So I probably wouldn't put it on as background fluff, but if I were to watch it again, I think it would still be an equally beautiful experience. Absolutely an episode that I was delighted with.